My name is Max Suchan, and I'm a co-founder of the Chicago Community Bond Fund, and I'm also an attorney and I work with the National Lawyers Guild. I believe that my personal commitment to working locally against police violence was strengthened by time that I spent in Ferguson as a legal observer for the National Lawyers Guild. And when Deshaun Pittman was killed, the 17-year-old Southside resident, he was also killed the same night as Rashad McIntosh, who was a West Side resident, and this was just 3 weeks after Ferguson. And the community response, where it wasn't even a protest against the police killings, it was a community vigil on private property called for by Deshaun's friend and family, with permission of the owner, to really just mourn and remember the loss of this young life. We read about that, we were horrified, and realized that we needed to get everybody out of jail who had been arrested and back on the streets as soon as possible, in particular Deshaun's mother, who was in danger of missing his funeral because she could not meet a very high bond that had been set in her case. So we made immediate connection with the families who are already doing a lot of fundraising within their own community. They were having fish fries and fundraisers and game nights and talking about the cases with their neighbors and their church congregations and trying to raise as much money as they could. So we really stepped in to support those pre-existing efforts. Mass incarceration in general, but particularly where you see the coalescence of not being able to actually have money to pay for your freedom. Mm-hmm. This is where it often affects low-income communities of color the most. Many of the people that we have bonded out with the Deshaun Vigil arrestees, who all were African American, but then the 2 people that we bonded out in the last month as well have been African American, and we see where the impact on those communities in particular are most severe. It was a mother that would have missed her son's funeral if we had not bonded her out. It was a high school student who missed 2.5 months of his senior year in a high school because he was in Cook County Jail, and his bond was $2,000, which is a lot of money for low-income people to pay, but is not something that is an insurmountable cost to fundraise to get him out. So sometimes this is people found innocent, found not guilty at trial, and they, after sitting in Cook County Jail for 2 months, for 2 years. So they're sitting there for such a long period of time, and that's a period of their life that they can't get back. These are people that are missing school, missing work, missing families. Sometimes they're the primary caregivers of their children, and the violence that this does to these communities as well, where people come from, ripping apart their creativity, their contributions to their communities. So on the front end of things, I think one of the ways that we can tackle mass incarceration is really to address this horrible injustice that is our bond system.